Hi there, it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. How are you this morning? I've just realised I'm minus a light. That's a bit better. How are you this morning? Saturday morning. Hope you've got a good weekend planned. Last weekend of celebration. Just saying. That said, am I using, yes, I am using celebration item and a celebration item today, but only in my stepped up cards. So the normal Saturday, simple stamping Saturday, this is the day where I take one project and make it 3 ways. A very quick, very simple card, and then stepped up twice so that it gets a bit more complicated as we go along. Today I'm using Marigold Moments, so let's get started. Let me just flip the camera down. There we go. So, ooh, don't want lights in the way. There we go. That's better. So Marigold Moments, photopolymer stamp set. I've got most of the stamps out, to be honest. 2-step stamping. The pictures on the front are smaller than the size of the stamp, so it's a good size stamp set. We've got 3 sentiments. Happy Mother's Day. In the UK we tend to, well, those of us of a certain age in the UK tend to do Mothering Sunday, which is 2 weeks before Easter. So it's not the same day every year, because Easter isn't the same day every year. It is literally a movable feast. But Happy Mother's Day is still good for Mothering Sunday. Then we've got You Have a Heart of Gold and Thanks. Thanks is always a good one. So let me show you the project. This is it. It's taken two ink pads, that's all. So I've got Mango Melody and Garden Green, and then You Have a Heart of Gold stamped down there. So I'm going to show you how to do 2 colours from 1 ink pad. I think a lot of people don't realise that you can get certainly 2, sometimes 3 colours out of each ink pad, because I say colours, tones or shades. So yeah, let me show you that. Oh, and because of course it's Simple Stamping Saturday, I've got a little mango just down there as well. Right, note card, basic white note card. I have my stamps all ready to go. This is Mango Melody. Now my Mango Melody is quite juicy, so I have pushed the ink back into the ink pad, and I'm actually storing it the wrong way up. So I'm storing my juicy ink pads with the back facing up, because that actually means that the ink is sinking into the ink pad. And to push the ink back into the ink pad, all I do is grab, I have a really nasty, cheap and nasty bone folder that I just push the ink back into the ink pad with, and then just clean it off with a wet wipe. And I use a cheap plastic one because it's easier to clean. You can use the back of a plastic spoon, or indeed the back of an ordinary spoon, but those are other options. So I'm going to do the darker shade first. So this is the full strength Mango Melody. Let me just check that I've got it the right way up. I have. So I'm going to go to the top right hand corner of my note card, and I am using my stamping piercing mat because the background stamp for this, the solid stamp, is very large, so it needs that bit of cushion. It's not quite such an issue where you've got a fine detail, but when you've got solid like this, you do need something behind. So I'm just going to stamp that. I've got a bit of a darker, I'm going to have a bit of a darker bit in the middle, but actually that's fine because the middle of flowers often are darker. It's almost like I didn't have to think of that. So I'm just going to line up the outside of the stamp with what's already there, and what I tend to do is line up here and down here, and then what's in between will, by the very nature of the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, will line up. So we press that down, and press it down well because it is a large solid stamp, and there are our marigolds. Can't say them. So that's that. I'm going to quickly do my sentiment while I've got my Mango Melody out. So my score line is here, so I'm just going to come in here and stamp that. One of the major assets, ooh, a bit of fluff, one of the major benefits of photopolymer stamps is that you can see through them, so getting something straight is really easy. So I've got my garden green ink and the stalks of the Marigold, and again I can see through, so I'm going to come over that way a little bit, about there, and I'm not too worried if the leaves go over the Marigold a bit, because they kind of would. So that's the card done. And then all we need to do is the envelope, and then I can show you the stepped up versions. So, I don't need the garden green anymore. I don't often use garden green, but I kind of like garden green occasionally. Why am I scratching my head? I don't know, but I am. Right, so I've got my mini grid paper again, because I'm going to need to stamp off. I've got my detailed stamp and my ink pad. So I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before. However, this flower goes with this stalk. So it's cut away so that the stem can actually fit in. I'm not using the stem, so I'm going to make sure that I stamp where that cutaway has all, you know, that's going to be off the envelope. So that's going to determine to a degree where I stamp my, so if I stamp that, you may be able to see that that's where the cutaway is, but it's not on here. I still need that. I don't know why I've put it over there. Right, so then the solid background, and again I'm going to stamp off and pop this over the top, and the same rule applies. If you line up two pieces that are a bit of a distance apart, the rest will fall into place. So that is our simple project. Let's get rid of some of the debris. So that's the one we've just done. Let me show you the stepped up versions. The stamp set comes, if you want, you can bundle it with the Marigold Moments dies. Let me grab those so I can show you what is included, because there are some extras. So we've got dies for the two marigolds and both of the stalks, but we've also got, oh, and lots of dies for these leaves here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 dies for those, but we've also got a solid marigold background and a filigree marigold, and this edge piece, plus some leaves that are cut and embossed rather than stamped, cut and embossed, stamped and cut. So those are the dies, and you can, if you bundle them using the bundle code, you save 10%. Always a plan. So this is the first one that I have made. This is my first stepped up version. So I've done, this is actually Mango Melody and Daffodil Delight. I don't know if I prefer this or this. I think I prefer this for a marigold, for a true marigold. Obviously you can do whatever colour you want. Then I've got Garden Green Ribbon, which carried over from the last mini. Daffodil Delight Mango Melody card, and then this paper is from the farm paper that's part of Celebration, so it's one of the items you can choose if you spend £45 or more, and this is the background of one of the patterns. Love this paper. I'm not a great fan necessarily of the A side, but the B sides are gorgeous. Then I've used some Milky Dots, which come in Mango Melody, and I've got little 3 clusters round the flower, and then a couple of extras down here, and this just tied across. So very simple. If you've got the dies. My stepped up version is a stepper card, so my truly stepped up version, where I've used the dies that do the solid background and the filigree, and they are Daffodil Delight and Mango Melody. I've used the die for the stalk and leaves. I've wrapped a piece of ribbon, and I have actually wrapped it round a piece of ribbon, same ribbon, and then tied it in a knot. And again, I've got milky dots and yeah, little stepper card. And obviously you'd need to put a liner that just covers this piece here, which is really simple to do. And putting it on a stamp case is not the best idea. Put it on something solid is what I say. There we go. So there you are. That's my really stepped up version. That's my first stepped up version. And this is my simple version. 2 ink pads, 3 ink pads, 1 ink pad. But I hope you found those fun. If you did, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Let me flip the camera back up so I can say goodbye properly. So I hope you enjoyed that. As I say, thumbs up is always appreciated. If you want to see my videos and want to know that they're new videos, if you hit the subscribe button, then you will know when you go to YouTube that there's a new video waiting for you. If you hit the alert bell, you will also get an email to tell you that there's a video, and also to let you know if I've gone live. So if you would like to see one of my live classes, I do 2 live classes a week. They're free to attend. There's just an hour of crafting. I use normally 1 stamp set and just show you some options of what you can make with that 1 stamp set. So if you want to join me for those, say, I would be thrilled. But if you hit the alert button, you'll know when I go live. I do Tuesday at 11 o'clock UK time and Thursday at 3 p.m. UK time. That covers both South Pacific and North America from a timing point of view, as well as obviously Europe. So thank you very much indeed. Have a brilliant weekend. The last weekend of celebration, the last weekend of February, and hopefully the beginning of spring is around the corner, and we can start looking at planting some seeds for flowers, which would be lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic day, and I will look forward to seeing you hopefully on Tuesday. Let me find my end screen, which has disappeared. There we are. Have fun. Bye for now.